Oh, do not want to do that. I want to do this. Hello, good morning. Good morning to Shannon and Adam. Hello. Hi, welcome. How are you? I miss you. All right, we are here on Friday, May 15th, our second and final dedicated editing day for our project that is due before class starts on Tuesday. Sorry for the slurps. I hope you're all well, of course. I'm hoping that you're in the home stretch, if not finished already with your project. And if you're watching this now, I have just added a classroom post for an assignment for a location for you to turn in your video project. So there is a dedicated space for that. You don't need to turn it in with the old assignment, the pre-production assignment. There's going to be a separate space for it. It just makes it easier to stay organized, and I can download everything in one fell swoop, which is awesome. Dan, good morning. Can you add bloopers? You can add some bloopers, Adam, sure. They don't count towards your runtime, okay? So that's going to carry over from class, of course. So if you're at 2 minutes or in between 2 to 2.5 minutes and you add bloopers, cool. I would just, of course, ratio that, right? You don't want to have a 2-minute project and then 2 minutes of bloopers. But if you want to put them in at the end, absolutely. If you're at like a minute 30 and you're like, oh, I'll just do 30 seconds of bloopers, I guess technically you could. It just wouldn't count towards your runtime. But if you want to put them in there, put them in there. I think that's not a bad thing to do. Just know, though, that if I select your video for the morning show, I might cut the bloopers out. Maybe. It depends. Shannon has a problem. Let's get to that. But Dan, yes, you can. Of course, you can finish. It's not due until the beginning of next class. So Tuesday, they need to be turned in before class starts, so I can download them, and then we can spend some time watching and going over. So you still have time. It's not due today or end of class today. You still have some time. Songs have been problematic for a lot of people because most people don't have music on Google Drive, and there's no really good way to get music from anywhere other than like a computer at home up into your Google Drive, right? We can't like take songs from YouTube and save them to Drive. It just doesn't work like that. So I understand the difficulty in finding a song there. Thankfully, WeVideo has some music there. It may not be the best, but at least it's something. If it was nothing, we'd be kind of in trouble. Shannon. Okay. One of my clips isn't uploading to Drive. Interesting. Did you record it on your phone, and are you able to play it back on your phone? You'll submit it tomorrow, just need to upload all of your clips? If you just have to upload clips, then doesn't that mean you also then have to edit the whole thing? Why not do that now? Start the upload process now, because once you remember, uploading the drive might take some time. And then once you import those clips into WeVideo, that also might take a little bit of time. And if you're sitting down saying, okay, I've got an hour to work, you might spend 30 minutes of that uploading and then moving into WeVideo. It might take the whole hour. You want to make sure, Adam, I would definitely make sure in between some other stuff that you're taking care of, get those clips up to Google Drive, get those clips in the WeVideo, start a project with those clips, and then know that, okay, when it's time to sit down and edit, everything's ready to go. Otherwise, if you're just starting, that process is going to take a lot longer, and I wouldn't want you to get anything in late, so stay on top of that. Unable to share. So it plays back on the phone. It's not able to go into Drive, but if it's on your phone, it doesn't. That also means that what file is it? Was it a video you shot? I'm trying to see if I can figure out where an issue may have come up. Is it an audio file? Was it the first thing you shot or the last thing you shot? Or was it in the middle of stuff and it's being a stubborn clip for some reason? And then, of course, the shortest, well, I don't want to say the most reliable go-to solution would be, what's the likelihood of getting that shot again? Because if it's something where you're like, no, this is the only time I was able to do this, then let's work to get it. If it was it was a panning shot of the materials, okay, that might be something simple enough that you can get and try to just get that shot again. Because I was going to say, if it's not getting into WeVideo, you could share it with me. I can take a look at the type of file it is, maybe convert it if necessary, and share it back. But if it's not getting off the phone, that's where makes it a bit of an issue. It's a video in the middle of being shot. That's so weird. Is it a long clip, Shannon? Can you try, is it small enough that you might be able to try emailing it to yourself or even emailing it to me? Pardon my look. I'm actually going to go into my camera roll on my phone just to see what sort of options you might have to try to work around. Okay. Do I have any video on my phone? That's the question. Yep, there's good. 18 seconds. Okay. Nope. Test PlayStation into switcher out to TV. Dan, great question. Let me jump to that real quick. I'm going to open up my WeVideo here, log in. Give me a sec to get that set up. Shannon, not ignoring your question. Just want to make sure we answer Dan's real quick. Okay, let's get into the test edit here. And then bring this tab back over to this window. Okay. So now in WeVideo, I got a clip in there. It's actually a sequence that I shot for the morning show a long time ago, October. So when you go to text, all right, and I'm just going to select the first one here and bring it down. Then it's just as easy as double clicking it, all right, and then the option to change, like your text editing option will open. It'll tell you right here, editing. And then, of course, this is the whisper title. So the properties, the first one is that little speech bubble. It'll let you change what it says. What it says. All right, you can change the font. And then you can change the color as well. And then once you save those changes, it'll be down there in your timeline. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward as far as text goes. So just when you add it, double click. Now this one obviously is a little bit more complex. All right, because there are different lines of text. And the reason why it breaks it down by line is because they are spaced and set up to kind of fit this text template a little bit. And so, like this would obviously be the first line. And then second line. And then done. And then person. Right, so it kind of has it broken down by first, second, third line right here, and then the quote, since it is a quote. So it'll change depending on the type of text that you put in there. All right, but more often than not, you're just going to double click it, and then you should be good to go. I'll leave this up. If that didn't help, let me know, and I can try and show you some other ways. I don't think there are any other ways, but I can move through it again with you. Okay. Dan, perfect. Awesome. It worked. Good. You got it, bud. Okay, Shannon, let's try this. Do you have an iPhone? And I want to make sure that if I'm giving you instructions, they're going to be parallel to what you're working with. We might need to take a long approach, but if it works, it works. That's all that matters. This is how, okay. Cool, all right. It's going to be 80-some degrees today, folks. All right, so Shannon. All right, I'm going to try this first before I walk you through. I mean, well, I don't know, because I don't have a clip that... I've never had an issue loading a clip up. So here's what we can try. All right, so, and I apologize, I don't know, let me see, where's my broadcaster? Right here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. You just see the reflection of my webcam because that's where my light is over there. Okay, I don't have a way to hook my phone up to the screen. So, just to give you some context, I'm in my camera roll. I found a video clip. I've selected it so that I can see it full screen. And I'm going to go up in the upper right-hand corner and hit Edit. And it's going to give me some options where I can adjust like the color. I can put a filter on it. I can adjust the crop and the orientation. Like I can rotate it if I want to. All right, but I don't want to do any of that stuff. In the upper right-hand corner again, well, I guess at the top of the screen, in the left, you're going to see your speaker icon letting you know that it's either muted or not muted. In the middle, it says video. And on the right, upper right-hand corner, there's another menu there, the 3 dots in a circle. If you hit that, all right, it might give you some options to open up this video clip in another media player. And it might vary depending what's on your phone. I only have 2. One of them is called Slow Pro, which I guess I downloaded but don't remember downloading. And then the other one's iMovie. And so I'm curious if you open it in iMovie. All right. For me, it just very quickly jumped over to iMovie. I've got some more options with color and text, and I can do music. Wait, what? Okay. Did I hit don't allow? That was probably pretty stupid, huh? All right, and so now it's in iVideo. I don't need to adjust anything, but if that doesn't really do anything. I thought I was able to save it out of that. So what happens if I make a trim? Just here. Okay, so this might be a tough one to do, but try this. Again, we're just trying to see if there's if this will help. When you're in iMovie, we're going to edit, and we're going to edit in iMovie. Okay. So you'll notice that there is a row of options down at the bottom. Okay. Music on the far right, text right before that. Before that is going to be some colors and filters. And then the first one there down at the bottom is to trim. So just for the sake of making this a separate saved video, all right, either at the beginning or end, if you have the luxury of time, try and trim either a little bit off the beginning or a little bit off the end. And I mean like a very little bit. Try trimming a second. Okay, my clip went from 18 seconds to 17 seconds. I took 1 second off the end. All right, and you can do that by grabbing the little yellow tabs there on the end and sliding them in. And once you move that over like a second, hit done. Okay, in the upper right-hand corner, because it's going to export that as a new video. And then try uploading that new video up to Google Drive. I know that's kind of a weird process, but it's possible in the recording that if it plays back on the phone, it'd be weird that it would play at all. I was going to say, it can't be a corrupt video file. Let's just see if that works. This isn't your time-lapse one, is it, Shannon? And to get to Jake's question about speed... Oh, where'd it go? Come here. Speeding up clips. Whoops. Cancel. Okay. Okay, so Jake, yes, let's bounce over to the desktop real quick. And Shannon, just give me some updates when you make some progress, just so I know where you're at. And then if it works, oh, that's awesome, even better. Okay, so Jake, to speed up some clips, I'm going to just delete this one. Gone. Okay, and we'll delete the title here too. So let me just go grab a clip from my media. Test folder, perfect. We'll take this clip. Why not? Okay, so once we get that clip in our timeline and it's trimmed down and it's where you want it to be, that's me handing my brother a gun. Very school appropriate clip, right? No, this was from a short film I did. Okay, so if I want to speed up that clip, all right, I can go to the pencil tool here, which will take me to the transformation tool, or I can just double click it. And because I was just there, all right, it might bring you to the transform. All right, it typically goes to the last one of these options that you were in. And so if you're in transform, like maybe you're scaling it, this will be the one that shows up. But either the pencil in the front at the tab that pops up, or if you just double click the clip, all right, you'll go to your ability to edit that clip through transformation with the audio, some animation, meaning like you can keyframe the movement, which is normally good for pictures. But the last option there is for speed. Now, I personally haven't played with this too much, okay? But it seems to me that you've got some options here. You can adjust the speed based on a value. So if you want to say, oh, I want this clip to be twice as fast, you can just move this cursor up until you see that it's 2 times faster. I think it goes up to 10. Okay. Reset that. Little reset button there is very nice to undo. All right. The other thing you can do is you can do it based on range. So this is telling me that the clip itself is 17.64 seconds, but maybe I need this clip to fit an 8-second window. Okay. So if I start to scale this down, I can try, let's just see 8 seconds there. Let's just, it should, in theory, maybe, I can't tell if it sped it up or not. Did I save changes? That didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Yeah. Oh, okay. What if I did it that way? I know the value will be fine. Like I said, I haven't played with this because I haven't had a substantial need to change the duration or the speed of any clips. Nope, that didn't do it. All right, let's just reset that. And let's just crank this up to 6. Sure, 6 times as fast. There we go. So that's the short and easy way to do it. I apologize. My interpretation of range would be that, oh, okay, if it's 17 seconds now here, adjusting this is going to make it a different time, and it'll pick the speed based on the time, which is one thing in Premiere you can't even do, but I know in having to adjust, like, oh, I've got 3 seconds to fill. How fast do I need to make this clip? And it's kind of a guessing game where you go, okay, 150, 200, 500. All right, 500 is too much. Let's go down. And then you try and get it as close as you can. I thought this would be an easy way to do it. So value would be the easiest way to adjust your speed there. So sorry if I misinformed you with the range. I thought that would do it, but value seems to be the go-to in order to make that work and speed it up to 10 times as fast. Okay, so it was going to make it the time-lapse clip. So you didn't shoot it as a time-lapse clip on your phone, did you? Because there is an option when you're recording the video. Go to my camera. So when you go to your camera and you open up and you go from photo to video, if you keep going to the left, there's a slow motion option and then there's a time-lapse option that you can record at, and it'll save the video on your phone as a time-lapse video versus shooting the whole thing as one clip and then bringing it into WeVideo and speeding it up. And that's how I would normally recommend it in Premiere. I'm wondering if, how long is the clip, Shannon? Give me like a length. If you can open it on your phone, I'm wondering if it's too long. Ah. 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And so, let's see here. It says unable to share. Okay, so if you select that clip by itself and you hit share and Google Drive, it tells you unable to share. Okay. Just doing some quick research here, see what we can figure out. I don't want that. So I'm curious how big that file is. It doesn't give you the file size. So this little blurb here from Google says that Google accepts videos that are under 10 gigabytes. Let's see if this is an option. Photos. That's not helpful. Cancel. Discard changes. Okay. Trying to think, I don't... Videos. I'm going through my stuff now to see if I have anything I can test with that might cause... I don't have anything very long. All right, here's a 3... See, but... Save here. Okay. Now can I cancel this? I can. Okay. So I just took, all right. Not that that helps you. I took a 3-minute and 15-second video. I don't know what the file size is, and I was able to upload it. This is perplexing. Huh. I wonder if Shannon. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to check something. There might be another option, and I've got an account set up on my personal computer, not my work computer, and I don't want to merge the two or cause an accident where stuff starts to transfer over. But my phone automatically backs up my photos to Google Photos, which is like an online storage space. And so I'm wondering if you're able to set that up. You can back up that video to Google Photos and then find a way to get it from Google Photos to your drive. So I'm going to step away from the cam for a second. I'm going to go check in my office, my personal computer, and see what's going on there. So I will be back in just a sec. But I just want to let you know if I disappear, that's why. Be right back. Okay, my home computer is taking its sweet time. It's slightly older. And by slightly, I mean very older. You screen recorded the video and edited it into 2 separate videos. Interesting. So I'm wondering, okay, and that would make sense, or that could make sense if the video plays back on the phone. That's one thing. I think if it didn't, we would say, okay, it's a corrupt video, meaning when you hit stop to record it or you hit record to stop it, something happened with the file where it was corrupt. And that does happen occasionally. But since it plays back on your phone, what you might want to try doing, Shannon, and maybe this was a simpler solution, and thank you, Liana, for giving us your workaround, is maybe not even do a screen capture, but when you... My phone's in the other room. Try cutting the video in half. Like when you go into your camera roll and you select that video, there should be an option to trim or edit. Try getting it to the halfway mark and then saving it as a separate video. Let me make sure we can do that. Hold on. I want to make sure, of course, that we can do that without erasing the original. So let's just go. I'm going to go into... All right, this video is not important. So let's edit. All right, I'm going to cut this just kind of at the 6-second mark and hit done. There you go. Okay, so try doing this. Take that 5.5-minute video that you have. Go to it in your camera roll, select it. So I took a shot here, and you can hopefully see, maybe. I cut it in half, right? So if I know that that video is 12 seconds, okay, I'm just going to go to the 6-second mark when I move the out point over and get it as close as I can. All right. When I hit done, it's going to ask if I want to save video or save video as a new clip. Hit save video as a new clip. Okay, it's going to cut the first part out, or it's going to be just the first part that it saves, right? The first half of it. Try uploading that. And if that video uploads, then it means you just need to go back to the original, trim the front halfway over, save that as a new video, and then upload the second half. It might have to do with a... No. Might have to do with a file size limitation. It might have to do with a duration limitation. And if my YouTube stream kicks out, I apologize. Apparently, me not being in frame is causing some issues. Or my internet's going to drop, which I will knock on wood for. It says I've got poor health. No good. No. Such a weird number there. All right, it looks like it's holding on. So Shannon, again, try that. Try selecting that clip, editing it, take, say, the first half, save it as a new clip, and then try uploading the first half to Google Drive. If that works, then it might have to be either the video is too long to upload or the file is too big to upload. And then if that works, then you know that you just have to do the same with the second half. So if you get a chance to try that. And if it starts uploading, let me know. So we know that we've got a workaround, and that's great. That's one less thing to have to reshoot. I'm sorry that you had that trouble. Well, you didn't have to cut anything out. If you just wanted to try cutting it in half, saving it as two separate videos, first half, second half, you can try that, and that way you keep everything. You just know that when you go into WeVideo, like you have to put first half and second half back together. All right, but if you trim them correctly, it's just a matter of putting them together in the timeline. So it might be a time limitation. It might be a file size limitation. So Liana, thank you for suggesting your workaround, because that seems to be a viable solution. Now, if it's uploading, which is awesome, cool. Okay, good. It took a lot, but at least we got it, and that's all that matters. Excellent. I hope that at least then gets you back on track to continue working on the edit. Yes, awesome, cool, cool, cool. All right, well, don't even thank me. We gotta give our thanks to Liana. If it wasn't for that suggestion, then it wouldn't have taken us to a potential file size limitation. Where do we find the music in WeVideo? Easy peasy, lemon squozy. No, don't reload it. WeVideo. All right, Dan. So when you're in your project, much like our stock media, oh, you got it. Okay, well, I'll go through it anyway. Stock media, right? You have your media, the clips that you put in, text, and then audio is right next to that. So remember, you have access to not only the free music, but the premium music. Okay, so there might be some, like it goes by mood, which is kind of nice. Sound effects are there if you need them, depending on, I don't know, where you are. Maybe some nice ambient, like heavy, I don't know. I don't know why you'd want rain in the background. Or a blizzard. Seabirds and sea wash. That's probably very relaxing. I wish I can hear it. Oh, yeah. All right, I could dig that. But yeah, that's where you find it in that audio tab there. You got it, bud. Oh. All right, going to close WeVideo. That could have been one of the issues, but that's okay. All right, just to make sure I'm ready for my next class, I'll probably go until 10:50. That'll give me some time to clean up a little bit and then get stuff reset for 3A. So we've got about another 7 minutes left. So get those questions in. Thank you guys if you are here and have been asking questions and getting some stuff answered. I'm hoping that it's helpful. All right, please don't be deterred by some other folks not being here. I'm hoping that they're on task, getting work done. And I'm hoping that there hasn't been any other issues. Is there a way I can cover the reflection in one of your clips? So there's a reflective surface in the video, like a window in the background, a mirror, or maybe like, I don't know, sunglasses or something. I don't know if there's a way to cover that in the clip outside of putting another clip over it, or like an object over it, but that's probably not going to look very good. Here, let me see if I can go in and take a peek, Liana. WeVideo keeps crashing. All right, it might be one of... Jake, are you on your Chromebook? Whoops. So, unfortunately, it could be for a number of reasons. First one is always just restart the device you're on. So if you're on your Chromebook, I like log it down, shut it out. Make sure, if it is possible, that you're also using it while it's plugged in. I would have to imagine that when you're doing a lot of network stuff, it's going to drain the battery quickly. And so when it drains the battery quickly, the computer relies, obviously, on that battery a little bit more to give it enough juice to do what it has to do. But if you're using the power cable, or the charging cable, it'll run off the charging cable, not the battery, which is a little bit better for the computer. The other thing is it's because, remember that we're editing video online, which if you had told me when I was in high school that you'd be able to do that, I would have called you crazy. So the fact that we can is rather insane. It's also dependent on what else is going on in your house and on your Wi-Fi network. So if your Chromebook's on Wi-Fi, but like brother and sister are streaming Netflix, or you're working in WeVideo, but you have this stream up. And honestly, I would say if you're going to restart the computer, try getting in the WeVideo, but don't come back to this stream, because it's pulling double duty. So it's if the network gets bogged down, then WeVideo might start to stutter a little bit. So those are some things you can try. I'm not saying go yell at your parents and tell them, hey, stop using your phones, I have work to do. Or I guess you could do that. But it's because it is so reliant on the network, it depends on the strength of the network. So we can see the camera a little bit. Let's take a look, Liana. Are we in there now? How to make a cake. Okay. Liana, don't freak out, but... Wait, what happened here? Okay, I'm in your video right now. I wanted to see this shot for itself. Yeah, Jake, the one piece of advice I can give you is just save often. It's one of those things where if it starts to crash, but you saved, like a minute ago, it's not the worst thing in the world. You just don't want to work for an hour, have it crash, and then all that work is gone. Liana, that's such a nice top-down shot. Look at that. I love it. I'm trying to see. Maybe you haven't put it in yet. So I'm going to get out of this project. Save and exit. All right, you should be able to get back into it now. What you might be able to do, I'm going to go into mine. I didn't want to mess any of your clips up. Now, depending on the type of shot or like where the camera is and how much you can see of it. So like, let's say, for example, you know what, I'm going to make the camera moves. Of course it does. So I'm going to make a cut right here. All right. I know that's a really quick example. It's 11 frames. All right. But like, let's just say if the bird were the camera, I would say, ooh, that's going to be really tough. You might be able to, if it's like just a sliver, what you can try and do is if you go in and double click, we can adjust You can adjust the position a little bit, but you might have to increase the scale. So let's hypothetically assume the camera, showed up until the owl's face right here. Like the camera was in this space right here. Well, if I were to zoom in and kind of block out that space, okay, cool. And then it's just a matter of adjusting the position so that I can reframe a little bit and maybe and refocus on what it is that we're showing so that it still looks good, right? So it kind of depends on, and you can use these tools to just reset really quickly. It depends on how much of the camera is showing, and it depends on what else is in the frame, right? If the whole owl, for example, was the camera, we'd have to zoom in. Well, we could probably zoom in about here, and then I might be able to reframe a little bit here. But you can already tell, like, my video is way past the edge. So, like, okay, I can go here, but the quality is obviously going to go down a little bit. So you kind of have to balance making sure that the quality doesn't get too bad. But that could be a workaround if it's showing in the background. If it's showing in the background, like here, yeah, you might be in trouble. If it's just on the edge of the frame, you might be able to zoom in a little bit and then adjust the position to kind of work it out of the frame. So that might be a workaround. And it's already starting to get balmy in my house. Gross. I'm going to have to change before next class. I don't like this headroom. Let's go down a little bit. Whew. All right. I'm hoping that you found this session very productive, and I'm really appreciative of you guys coming in and asking questions. And I'm sorry that you've been having some issues, but hopefully we found some workarounds today that at least you can use again in the future in other projects if this happens between now and next class. So I'm going to wrap up just to make sure that I can get things situated for my next class, which will be up in a couple minutes. If you come into issues while you're continuing to work between now and next class, shoot me an email. Let me know. Hopefully I can walk you through some stuff. If I see some emails that have been coming in and I'm like 1 or 2 emails away on a particular issue, where if I get one more, I'm going to create like a little video clip to put up on Drive, and I'll just share with all my classes as like, hey guys, this has been a common issue. Here's a quick solution. Just please understand that if over the weekend you sit down to work and you email me, hey, Mr. Leonard, I'm having an issue with this, or how do I do this? And you send that email off on a Saturday afternoon, I might not get that email, until later in the day or the next day, mainly just because on the weekends, I don't tend to be around my work computer as much. If you do need to reach out tomorrow morning, I would say up until about lunchtime is the best option for a quick response, because I'll be sitting down to grade my TV3 video projects that are due at the end of class today. So just know that Saturday afternoon and on over the weekend, it might be a little bit tougher for a quick response. All right. Otherwise, good luck with this. Remember to turn it in on the classroom post that was put up this morning for you guys strictly to turn this video in, and I look forward to watching them all with you and talking about them on Tuesday. So enjoy the weekend. Reach out if you need to. Take care, be happy, be healthy, and I will see you guys next class. All right, adios.